Hi guys, I am Markus Schulz. Welcome to my studio. I just released my new artist album, Scream, and I thought I'd give you a little tour of kind of what went into making this artist album. You know, it's probably the most diverse artist album I've ever made. There's a total of 23 tracks that we released, 12 vocals, 11 instrumentals, pretty much you know, a lot for everybody. One of the things that I wanted to do with this album was, first, I wanted to make sure that every single track on the album I could play in my DJ sets. You know, I don't play the same sets in every city. Some cities maybe I'll go down the rabbit hole a little bit more. Some are more festivals. So you know, having a diverse album was very important for me because that way I could pick and choose which tracks I want to play at which particular gig. So I think we've accomplished that. Like I said, 23 total tracks, and I'm very, very happy with it. Anyway, let me take you a little bit into the things that went on and how we made this, some of the tracks on this album. The first track, the first release was a track that I did with Adina Butar. I made a little instrumental track for her because we were talking online, and the original track was, you know, just a little mellow track with this little riff. This little riff here, and she was in Romania and took the melody from the riff, and she went in and recorded some vocals. The vocals, when I got them, whoa. She sent me these vocals, and one of the nice things about the vocals that she sent is she triples her vocals, so they sound really, really big and really massive. And then once I got her vocals, then we started adding effects to everything, and we recreated the track underneath it to kind of, like I said, I wanted each one of these tracks to work in the clubs, to be really massive. So then we went into the session, and like I said, just kind of made it a little bit stronger. And this is kind of the end result here. So, like I said, the idea behind every single track is, you know, work with the songwriter, get a nice little melody, a little thing going on, and then just like really jack it up for the clubs and make it kind of big room. So this is the first track from the first single from the album, Caught, featuring the vocals of Adina Butar. The next track I want to show you is a track that I tested it out in one of my solo sets at Ministry of Sound in London. I wasn't even finished with the track yet. I just wanted to test it out. It's the track Nothing Without Me, featuring the vocals of Ana Diaz. One of you guys out there snapped it up on video from your iPhone and uploaded it to YouTube. And from there, it just kind of created this huge buzz. People are messaging me, what is this track? And I mean, we already had a feeling right then and there that this was going to be massive. When Anna first sent me these vocals, I mean, I had goosebumps. I sat there and I just listened to them, and the lyrical content is amazing. It was just like, I had this vision of like, this is a stalker anthem, you know? And one of the things about this track is, I was making the music around it, and I just didn't think it really complemented the vocals, the anger and the despair in the vocals. And not until I decided to only use the vocals in the breakdown is when the track, to me, really started coming to life. So for this track, it was important to just have a really killer groove, and then when the track kicked in, just have the vocals and just a little riff going, and then just build it from there. I think it really gave the track the opportunity to kind of, for people to hear the vocals, for the tension in the vocals to really come through. So this is a track featuring the vocals of Ana Diaz, Nothing Without Me.
I'm the bang, I'm the waterfall in your head, I'm the know-it-all. I will never leave you alone.
The next track I want to show you guys is a track that we just released as a single. It is Love Rain Down on Me, featuring the vocals of Siri. There's an interesting story about this. Her management, I've known for a long time, big management out of New York City. And when they signed her, they sent me the vocals. They said, Markus, you got to hear this. This sounds like it's something that's perfect for you. So when I heard it, I was blown away. Her voice was so nice. It's especially when I played it with just the piano. Her voice and then the piano, that's what we started with. And you can hear. And when I heard that vocal, I just said, you know, this is something special. This is something that could cross over. This is cross over to radio and to mainstream. But, you know, every track like this needs a big riff. So we really spent some time to make sure that it came up with a massive riff that's just going to sound like, you know, you can hear it at the, what I envisioned was in a big arena, and hearing the riff all the way in the back of the arena. So worked on a riff a little bit, and this is what we came up with. So from there we had an amazing voice, a really aggressive, nice, big riff, and from there it was just all about arranging it properly. And I think this track is one of those tracks that you can hear on the radio, you can hear it at a big festival, you can sing along to, and at the same time, we just got some remixes done by Mayan and Shane 54, 4 strings, and Dobrook and Klein. So all of the remixes also work to kind of hit different DJs and different settings. So I'm really, really proud of this track. It's Love Rain Down on Me, featuring the vocals of Siri. The next track I want to show you is a collaboration I did with 2 guys. One of the hot up-and-coming guys that is out of Colombia named Coma, and one of the like legends from Cold Harbor, Elevation. I had them both here in the studio, and when we just started jamming out. I think what's really great about this track is you can really hear like all 3 of our influences. I'll play you some pieces of this track, but at the beginning you can really hear the typical aggressive Markus Schulz bass line. And of course when it kicks in, you can really kind of hear the really, you know, the typical Coma groove. Like here in this part, you hear the typical Coma groove where it's just like build, build, build with a little square stick. And then right in this part is where the melody comes in. And I think this is the part that Elevation just excels at. It's when the melody comes in. You know, like I said, what I think is so amazing about this track is there's like 3 distinctive personalities that's in this track, and if you study this track, you can really, you know exactly who did what part. And it was really an honor and a lot of fun to work with both guys, because they're both you know, future legends in their own ways. So this track right here, Atonic collaborations with Elevation and Coma. The next track I want to play for you guys is kind of a typical you know, Markus way of creating a track. I remember I had a bit of a rough gig. I don't remember the exact city it was, but I had quite a rough gig, and I was just sitting on the airplane, just looking out the window, and you know, just kind of all these thoughts were in my head. So I started creating a track, and just typed in soul seeking at the beginning. This track I started on the airplane and just sketched out some ideas and then brought it back into the studio, and then from those ideas created and perfected the track. But this is kind of what when I'm working on an airplane, this is kind of what a session looks like and also what it sounds like. So I'm going to play you the very, very original draft of Soul Seeking first. So then I brought it here into the Cold Harbor Studios and jacked it up, and this is the final version. One of the tracks on the album that has been in every single DJ set since we've come up with the track is this collaboration that I did with Elevation called Finish Line. The way this track came about, Elevation had been sitting on this riff that he had wrote probably for over a year and never had any direction on where to take the riff. When I first heard the riff, I was blown away. This is what I first heard. And then from that, all these ideas started coming to my head, just how this track, how that riff could sound in a big stadium with lots and lots of layers and lots of aggressive pitch bends and crazy buildups. So I'll just kind of play the track a little bit and then solo some of the elements that we added on top of it to kind of give it that massive stadium feel, because I think this track is like the perfect example of a Markus Schulz stadium track. And like I said, I've been playing this track in my DJ sets ever since it was created, and I think it's going to be in my DJ sets for a long, long time. So here's the track that I did with Elevation called Finish Line. Next track I want to play for you guys is, it's a very special track. It's a track that I did featuring Jaren. It's called Carry On. What was really nice about this track is I sent her an instrumental track, and she sent me back the vocals, and she told me that it was a very, very special song for her when she wrote it. So, you know, with that in mind, I wanted to make sure and kind of give the track kind of a special treatment. I'll play you the very original version of Carry On that when I first got it back from Jaren. Now, you know, like I said, what I wanted to do with this album is just make sure that every single track I was going to be able to play in my DJ sets. And whereas I absolutely loved what we had done on the original version, I just thought it was very important to, you know, make it bigger, make it more massive. And at the same time, since it was a very important song for Jaron, and it was a very emotional track, at the same time I wanted to keep the emotion in the track. So went in the studio, and I think the big thing that I focused on then was just tension, and then making a massive bass line to complement the vocals, and then in the breakdown raise up the more melancholy leads that are in there, and that gives it the big room feel, and at the same time the melody. So this is the final version of Carry On after brought it back into the studio. The next one I want to show you is a track. It's a great story behind this one. The track was originally called Space Cakes when I started creating the session. So I did it the last time I was in Amsterdam. This is kind of sketched out this melody in the hotel room and then on the airplane. So let me play it for you first, the first sketch. So that's what I came home with, and of course, you know, I sent that little clip around to everybody, and of course, I got plenty of replies to my email saying, you can't use the name Space Cakes. So after I gave it some thought and renamed it to Don't Leave Before the Sunrise, because you know, I imagined playing this set kind of towards the end of my DJ sets, especially on those long sets like the marathon sets that I play at Avalon in Hollywood and Stereo in Montreal, places like that. But then I brought it here to the studio, and you know, just worked on developing it further and into a full track. And here is kind of like the end result. That's just some of the tracks from the album and some of the stories and of how the tracks came about. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I thank you guys so much for the support. The new artist album, Scream, it's out there. 23 tracks, 12 vocals, 11 instrumentals. Everything that from A to Z and from a Markus Schulz DJ set. Once again, thank you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.